I fumbled through my closet trying to find a shirt to wear to work. Baby girl was standing in her crib holding the rail, watching me, jumping, and I turned to her, shaking my head. Little girl, if you don't go to sleep. I walked over to her crib, laid her down, and placed a blanket over her. She smiled at me, and I smiled back, putting the pacifier in her mouth. I went back to look for my shirt, and then I heard the front door open. Who is that? I yelled out the bedroom door, and my neighbor Taisha popped around the corner. Girl, you know I'm the only one bold enough to walk up in your house. Stop playing. Child, I said, laughing, finally finding my shirt at the bottom of the clean clothes basket. Damn! I knew I had washed 3 or 4 of my work shirts. Couldn't find any of them to save my life. That's how I be sometimes when you're looking for something you need. I lose shit all the time, Taisha, and I bust out laughing as I threw on my work shirt. I appreciate you watching baby girl for me, T. Clarence be on some bullshit, talking about he too busy to come get her. Girl, you had my back plenty of times. I love watching Destiny. Baby girl ain't never any trouble. Taisha clicks on the TV, sitting down on the edge of the bed. I slid my jacket on and grabbed my keys. Girl, do you see all this stuff about people having bad reactions to the shot? Baby, I'm glad I decided not to get it. Well, I did, and nothing's wrong with me. Anyways, I'll see you when I get in the morning. I waved goodbye and rushed out the door. I drove up the street to the Quirky Place gas station and hurriedly walked inside. My boss was waiting on me and threw me the store keys. Lacey will be here to relieve you in the morning. My husband and my son are sick, so I'm taking tomorrow off to get them to the doctor. Martha Ann told me, and I nodded, immediately locking the doors and counting down my till for the register. Don't forget to stock the side coolers and to get some cups from the supply closet. David lazy ass didn't do it, and his till is short again. Again? I commented, putting my money in the register. Again. So make sure you tell Lacey to count behind him until I figure out what's going on. Okay. I'll see you later. Martha grabbed her stuff and left out the back door. I turned on the radio to listen to my favorite rap station and started to get to work. It was a slow night, slower than usual Saturday night. Customers came to the window asking for things like Sprite, ginger ale, Pepto-Bismol, etc. I thought myself, stay the hell away from me. I don't want what you got. Glad my ass is behind this window. And I managed to get the majority of my work done by the middle of my shift. The clock turned 4 a.m. and I started to mop the floor. Better get it done early. Gotta make sure it's dry by the time the store opened at 6. As I went to refill the water bucket, I heard a loud crash and immediately ran to the door to see what was going on. I looked through the store doors at the intersection and spotted 2 cars that seemed to have collided head on. I grabbed my cell phone out of my pocket, hands shaking, dialing 911. The fuck? Busy signal. I hung up and I dialed again. Another busy signal? I dropped my cell phone and I ran to the front desk and dialed again. Busy signal. Then I heard a loud explosion and I watched a man emerge from the cars covered in flames. I grabbed my cell phone and fire extinguisher, unlocking the door and running out. I saw him fall down on the ground and I sprayed him with the extinguisher. I couldn't keep my hands still. Knees were weak and my heart was racing. After the mist cleared and the flames died down, I called the man, too afraid to touch him. "Sir! Sir!" I cried out. No response. I dropped the fire extinguisher, pulling out my cell phone and dialing 911 again. What the fuck is going on? Why is it still a busy signal? I started to dial everyone else's number. I knew I had to reach someone, anyone. Still the same. Then I saw him twitch. "Hold on, sir. Don't move. I'm gonna go get help." I took the keys out of my jacket pocket and ran towards my car. There's a fire station up the street. I need to get to the fire station. Then before I could reach the car, out of nowhere, a man grabbed me. "Get the fuck off of me!" I screamed, shoving as hard as I could. He lost his balance and hit the ground. I unlocked my car door with a click of a button, jumping inside and quickly locking them back. As I started my car, I watched the man rise slowly. My eyes grew wide when I realized, oh my God, half his face is missing. Then in the distance, I saw the man who was on fire walking towards us. My mind and my body began to flood with emotion. Fear, panic, disbelief. Then an image of my baby girl flashed in front of me. I gotta get to my baby. I gotta get to my baby. I threw the car in drive and hit the man, speeding out of the parking lot. As I drove down my street, I saw people's houses on fire, people running and screaming, being attacked by others, cars that had crashed, pure pandemonium, utter chaos. I swerved to avoid a woman and a man fighting in the street, and in the process hit another man who jumped on my car. I screamed and slammed on my brakes. But when I looked up, a small crowd lunged at my car, so I hit the accelerator again, running over the sidewalk, hitting a mailbox, and I managed to maneuver down the street towards my apartment complex. Before getting out of the car, I looked around frantically for something to protect myself. Jumping in the back seat, I pulled it down, grabbing the tire iron out the jack. I saw people moving around, some sluggishly, others running after other people trying to escape. I looked upstairs towards my apartment and saw the way was clear. I gotta get to my baby. I gotta get to my baby. I wasn't about to let this fear take hold of me, cripple me, stop me. I need to get to my child. I need to get to my baby. I took a deep breath and I leaped out the car. As soon as I did, a woman came towards me and I started swinging. I jumped over another dead body, mutilated. And another woman came for me again. And then a man. I stabbed the woman in her eye and I kicked her away from me. And I swung around with all my might, hitting the man in the head. I didn't stop to see if they were getting up. I didn't stop to see if they were coming after me. I just ran up the stairs, opening my door to my apartment and slamming it closed, locking. Holding the tire iron still in my hands, I slowly made my way through the living room and down the hall. I pushed open the door to my bedroom, stopping immediately in my tracks. There, in the middle of the room, was Taisha, laying on the floor in a pool of blood. And my baby, my beautiful destiny, was eating her. Tears started falling from my eyes as my baby turned to me, eyes dark, her face and body covered with my best friend's blood. I began to break down, falling to my knees, and she slowly began to walk towards me. And all the images from her birth to the first time she walked, her first birthday, began to take over my mind, and a deep pain, anger rose up in me, and I screamed. And then everything went black, and then there was nothing. When my vision returned, my baby laid at my feet, dead. And even as I heard the chaos outside, I became numb. I walked to the kitchen, and I grabbed a butcher knife and headed to the door. I don't know how I'm gonna survive. I don't know where I'm gonna go. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I must survive. Survive like I always have, as a woman, as a single mother. I can't let my emotions rule right now. So I turned the doorknob, and I woke up.
I'm trying to touch the States this time. 2021. Yeah, show him I can still rap though. Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. Run it up. First it with the Beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the bag like here I go again. Outside says the chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma make, keep the channels on.